Hello, welcome to Papa Nick's Music. I am, as always, your host, Papa Nick Lewis. And I know I said last week that I'd be kicking off my Album of the Year series this week, but it's been an eventful week in the YouTube music discussion community. Community? Sure, what the hell. Earlier this week, a YouTuber who goes by the name The Professor of Rock, his real name is Adam Reeder, posted a video entitled, "I loved doing this video, but due to music rights, it will be my last one." The video itself was just the professor's top 10 albums of, I think, 1985. I say I think because once I realized that the video itself was just another one of his regular videos, I stopped watching it and haven't gone back to remind myself. In the interest of full disclosure, I have to admit up front, I've had in the back of my mind for quite some time now an idea for doing a video about what I really don't like when it comes to YouTube videos, and the Professor of Rock was going to feature pretty prominently in that video. I want to be clear. For the record, the Professor of Rock's content is very good. He obviously knows his stuff. He's engaging when he talks about it, and he is a very good interviewer. He's an excellent interviewer. On the few occasions that I watch his videos, it's his interviews that I watch. The reason I was going to prominently feature the professor in my planned video isn't content related. It's because of his marketing strategies. I don't care for the Professor of Rock's videos because, first off, I hate his Casey Kasem-esque "coming up after the break, a song written by a man who came to Los Angeles to find success as a songwriter, who had to work as a carpet cleaner to pay his bills, one day was cleaning the rug of a famous movie producer, and who's going to..." Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I hate that. I hate that kind of teaser of stick around to find out what I'm really talking about. Which he does a lot. And okay, yeah, if I'm being completely intellectually honest, I do it occasionally myself. That's the nature of the beast when you're doing a top 10. You do try to conceal some of those reveals, but I don't do it every fucking time. I also hate the fact that, except for his interviews, you never know what his video is going to be about until you start watching it. I have up here a randomly selected list of videos. I just, did a quick screenshot of the videos on his homepage on his YouTube channel. And I mean, look at this. Mine's over here. Yours is up here. This opening vocal is so killer. I have to. What opening vocal are we talking about? This third item on the list, I can tell that that's about the Monkees because I recognize Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones, but they recorded the wrong lyrics and it became a classic. What song are we talking about? The song was written for a failed kids cartoon. They made a #1 hit. What? I hate this. I hate a video that teases its basic subject matter. God. So, the guy knows his stuff, but the negatives way outweigh the positives for me. So I generally don't watch his videos. I'm also not fond of his lengthy eyeglasses commercials, but that's something you just have to live with. So I generally don't watch his videos, but like I said, the professor posted his "I'm not doing this anymore" video earlier this week. And I quickly looked at it just to figure out what was going on, and then realized the video itself contained no information about why he's not doing this anymore. He did leave a general recap in the pinned comment in the comment section. The following day, he followed it up with a live stream in which he explained why he put such a clickbaity title onto the video. He said he didn't mean for it to be a clickbaity title, but and in that live stream, he said that unless something changes, he's going to stop doing certain types of videos, like his top 10s, like he was doing, because he likes to play snippets of the songs. In his top 10 videos, when he's talking about albums, he identifies the hit off of the album, the best song on the album, and I think he calls it the hidden gem on the album. And for each one of those, he's going to play 4 or 5 seconds worth of the song just to jog your memory, I guess. And because of these snippets, every time he does one of these videos, he has a barrage of copyright claims laid on the video that he then has to wade through, and he's tired of doing it. He's adhering to fair use practices, and so he shouldn't have to do this. You shouldn't be making copyright claims when the work is when the reference is fair use. But the fact that the claims keep coming means that releasing the videos is more hassle than it's worth, and so he's going to stop doing it unless he can find a way to deal with the situation. And of course, the commenters in that live stream just stood and shouted as with one mighty voice, "The record labels should pay you. You are providing them with free advertising." Which, okay, that might actually be true. I don't know if you could quantify how many more streams, downloads, or actual purchases of physical media have actually happened because of, a YouTube channel. But hey, stranger things, right? Might have happened. I think the smart money is that no, exposure in YouTube channels is not the marketing slam dunk that a lot of people seem to think it is. In this live stream, the professor rattled off a few things that he could do, a few solutions that he saw, given the restraints of the copyright claims. First, he could just stop making the videos. Second, he could post the videos, let the copyright claims go, not make any money off the videos, just deal with the thing and hope he doesn't get a copyright strike. Thirdly, he could make the videos and just not use clips from the songs. Now, it struck me as telling as I was watching this live stream that of the three possibilities, the one that he just dismissed out of hand was that third one, not using song clips at all. He at one point referred to the fact that if a video is left up and the copyright claim isn't addressed, then the copyrighted music is muted. And he really strongly disagrees with that. If you mute the music, that takes the viewer out of the video, he says. And he seemed to be lumping in not using the song clips at all with having the song clips muted. And just kind of dismissed them both at the same time by dismissing the muting one. It seemed to me. Again, if I'm being intellectually honest, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched enough to get a sense of what his argument was. A day, maybe 2 days later, a day later, I guess, in a supportive response video, Justin Hawkins of the channel Justin Hawkins Rides Again also dismissed the just make the videos without using the song clips argument by trotting out the old saw about writing about music is like dancing about architecture, although he couldn't quite remember it. It was probably aftershock from whatever the hell that brown sludgy drink was that we watched him suck down, despite the fact that he clearly has the ability to edit his video. Not going to get into that. For the record, by the way, I strongly disagree with that saying. Of course you can write about music, just as you can dance about architecture if that's what floats your boat. Magazines and newspapers have been writing about music, reviewing artists' songs and albums for years without the benefit of having audio clips playing in the background. But I digress. So we had the live stream. Justin Hawkins then comes out in support. And then, of course, Rick Beato rides in and chimes in with his own video on the topic, in which he tells us that he reached out to the professor to let him, the professor, know that he, Beato, gets around this issue by having a lawyer on retainer. So there's always that solution. Make enough money to have a legal department. That's amazing. Amazing how that works. Now here's the thing. When it comes to the professor's point from his live stream, I agree. If we agree that the way he uses song clips is in fact fair use, it should be allowed. I agree that flagging YouTube content for copyright claims when the videos are clearly falling under the category of fair use is legally sketchy. In fact, I would go further and agree with the argument that copyright claims on YouTube are way too prevalent. I myself had a copyright claim put on one of my videos that was my original composition. My first thought was that I had somehow pulled a George Harrison and unconsciously or subconsciously plagiarized something. But once I found the song that was supposedly the copyrighted material I was referring to, it bore no resemblance whatsoever to my original work, apart from the fact that they were both examples of surf music. Well, that one was surf music and mine was a surf music pastiche. I disputed the claim, and the claim was removed from my video. But if I can get a copyright claim for releasing my own original content, then yeah, there are elements of the copyright claiming system on YouTube are broken. The copyright vultures are thick in the air and quick to descend. No argument from me. I don't know whether it's the record labels, the music publishers, or third-party companies that are the royalty-seeking equivalent of debt collectors. Probably all of the above. I don't know who's doing it. But fair use is fair use, and it should be allowed. Quick aside, reaction videos, I would argue, are not fair use. Watching someone watch a video is not in any way instructive or transformative, the general characteristics that fair use is based on. So reaction videos should be copyright claimed to within an inch of their lives. Furthermore, personal bias here, I think reaction videos are about the laziest form of programming you're going to find on YouTube. Further, my fear is that the widespread popularity of these videos is what is driving the labels, music publishers, and whatnot to be so aggressive in patrolling for copyright claims in the first place. So it's lazy program that is poisoning the well. But that's a digression. So, if I agree with him, why am I stuck on this? And I have been stuck on this. I've been thinking about this almost nonstop for about 2 days now, 3 days now, however long it's been since that live stream came out. And I'm not quite, it's not like I'm thinking about it 24 hours a day. I'm not obsessing on it. But it has stuck in my head, and it's rattling around in my head, and I've been trying to figure out why. And then it finally occurred to me today. Here's what I think it is. The professor knows he can do his videos without song clips. He's not stupid. He knows that this is possible. But he doesn't want to do that. Why not? What he says in the live stream is that not having the song clips will take his viewers out of the video. But is that true? Or is it true that he knows videos that have song clips get more views because they seem more professional? More like, let's say, documentaries. The example he uses in the live stream is an interview that he did with Michael Anthony of Van Halen. In this interview, Anthony says that one of the songs on their debut album was inspired by AC/DC. So the professor included a 5-second or so clip of the song. And that is what drew the copyright claim on that video. What he's trying to do, I think, grain of salt here, because I don't know Adam Reeder personally. I have no affiliation with his channel. I don't know what his thought process is. I don't know what his editing process is, what his vetting process is. But I would bet actual folding money that the situation here is that he wants his videos to seem glossy, like a televised documentary. Like, not too long ago, I was, because I do enjoy listening to songwriters talk about their craft. I managed to land on videos that were released from an episode of CBS Sunday Morning a few weeks ago with the Doobie Brothers, the current incarnation of the Doobie Brothers. So it's Patrick Simmons, Tom Johnston, Michael McDonald, and John McPhee. And they were all talking with whoever the guy was from CBS. And they were talking about songwriting. And so I'm watching this, and excuse me, as they talk about the songs, they would cut to clips of the Doobies performing the song, and then it comes back to the interview, and then a clip of the Doobie. And I think that's the vibe that the professor is going for in his videos. They talk about the song, so he throws to a little clip, so that, you know, it's there to illustrate, but it's there to give that sense of professionalism. Now, if he wants to keep the song clips in because he knows that it makes his videos seem more professional, which leads to more views, which leads to more ad revenue, which leads to more income, then that means his use is no longer fair. He wants to be able to use the song clips the way a documentary filmmaker uses clips, but he doesn't want to pay the licensing fees that the documentary filmmaker pays, or do the work clearing the use of the material in advance with the copyright owner the way the documentary filmmaker does. He wants to eat his cake and have it too. And that's what bugs me about this situation. Most of the, I can't say most, many of the people that I see arguing for fair use, I don't think they fully understand what fair use actually is. Remember, transformative, but also instructive. If your main concern about having, the reason why you want to bring up fair use is so that you can get the money that comes from your video, that in and of itself, I would argue, means we've got an argument saying it's not fair use. Not all fair use is actually fair use. I would argue. I am not a lawyer. If you are a lawyer and I'm just flat out wrong, drop that comment down below. I always love learning things. That's what I'm thinking about this week. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you want to drop that note down below to tell me to lay off the professor already and stop bitching about Rick Beato? And why did you have to bring Justin Hawkins into this? I mean, come on. Drop that note down below. I always love hearing from you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button. And while you're down there clicking, if you have not already done so, consider clicking the subscribe button. It costs nothing for you, but it means the world to me, so I very much appreciate it. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. I appreciate that, and I hope that the rest of your day is pleasant. We'll see you soon.